Hello friends, I hope you enjoyed the first and the second lecture of underwriting of shares and debentures. Today it is test time. Let us first quickly revise through the first lecture and the second lecture. Then click on the test link given in the description below. First, underwriter. Underwriter is nothing but an agreement for a guarantee to take up shares which are not taken up by the public. One important thing to note here is that as per SEBI guidelines, if the company cannot collect 90% of the amount which it wants to collect, then the company has to refund back the money. Here, can we say that as we have underwriting agreement, the question of 90% does not arise. Next, we learned about underwriting commission. We learned under underwriting commission that the commission is maximum 5%, 2.5%, or as per articles of association, whichever is less. It has to be calculated on the issue price. Underwriting commission is received or paid only on the risk taken. Therefore, for shares which are issued to directors, promoters, friends, family members, or associates of promoters or directors, on that portion, no underwriting commission is to be paid. Underwriting commission can be paid in form of cash or fully paid up shares or debentures or a combination of all. Next, there are various types of underwriters. Number one, sole underwriter, wherein the concept is of I, only single person. Next, joint underwriters. Under joint underwriter, the concept is of we, a group of companies or group of individuals or group of body corporate coming together is known as joint underwriters. Next, types of applications, marked application and unmarked application. Why do we have marked application and unmarked application? In case of joint underwriter, to ascertain how much work is done by a particular underwriter, we need to have a mechanism. The mechanism is marked application and unmarked application. Marked application is nothing but the application which bears the stamp or mark of the underwriter. Unmarked application is an application which does not have any mark of underwriter. Next is open or conditional underwriting. Under open or conditional underwriting, we have learned that when an underwriter underwrites as open underwriting, he says, I will subscribe for shares only if public does not subscribe for shares. Next is firm underwriting. Under firm underwriting, we learned that the underwriter will subscribe for a specified number of shares along with the public, and post that if there is an liability arising, then he will subscribe for additional shares as well. Next is full underwriting or partial underwriting. Full underwriting is where the full issue is underwritten by the underwriter, and partial underwriting is where an underwriter underwrites only a partial portion of issue. Let us now revise the second lecture. Number one, gross liability. Number two, net liability. Gross liability is the liability of individual underwriter as per the underwriting agreement. Net liability is the liability arising out of shares not subscribed by the public. To find out net liability, we have to prepare a statement of liability of underwriters. It is a simple statement where first column is step, next column is particulars, third column is basis. Next, we will have number of columns based on number of underwriters, and last column being total. First step is to write down the gross liability
on an agreed basis, that is agreed ratio as per underwriting agreement. Next is to reduce unmarked applications, which will be always in actual as given to you in the question. Next is to find out balance, which will be always 1 minus 2. Fourth step is to reduce unmarked applications. As we know, unmarked applications can be reduced under two methods. Method 1 is to be allocated in the ratio of gross liability, and method 2, ratio of liability as calculated after reducing marked applications from gross liability. In question, if nothing is mentioned, we will always calculate the unmarked applications in the ratio of gross liability. Next is to find out net liability, which will be step 3 minus step 4. And finally, the formula which we have to remember, that is total applications received is equal to total unmarked applications plus total marked applications.
Friends, I hope you have watched lecture 1 and lecture 2 of underwriting of shares and debentures, and now you are ready for the test. So kindly click on the test link given below in the description. Thank you so much.